Alright, so it's a new day. It's actually been a couple days since the last time I've recorded anything. Had to do some adulting between then and now. And we're fitted up. The grill's on. We need to go through and adjust these mounting points here because they are slightly too far forward. And I see the circle stamped into the plastic, or well, molded, and it's not centered in it, and I bet you if I center it in the circle, it will fix it. So that's the first thing I'm going to try to do today. Let's get that set. Once that's set, then we're going to go to mounting the headlights, which hopefully won't be too terribly difficult, but you know, if it is, we'll figure it out. So let's get to it. Well, you can see it, but right there you see the square. That's where the mounting tab goes, and then you got the circle. And the circle's got a lot more room on the back than it does on the front. And I'm thinking I have to scoot my square over, so I'm going to try to get a file and just open that up a little bit. So I'm not entirely satisfied with that fit up. So if you come over here and look at it, you can see there's an edge that grabs. Right here is not so bad on the bottom because it's not sitting fully tight to it. And I think what I'm going to have to do is on the bottom side of these two chrome pieces, top and bottom, I'm going to have to file just a little bit off the back to open up some clearance there. And the reason why doing this is so important is because this is what determines the entire fit up of these headlights. So I'm going to break this edge right here. See, there's a little step right here in the grill, and then this bar, and then it steps, and then it goes to the trim. Well, there's no provision on the back of here to accommodate for that step, so I'm going to make a provision in this to accommodate the step. That one's not so bad. The one on the bottom is really little. This one on top, it's huge. Is a much tighter fit up now. That was worth the couple seconds it took to make happen. So first I did the file, then I went up to the grinder, but with the grinder I feel like I can't see what I'm doing very well. So now I'm going to try using the carbide burr. So what I had discovered last time I worked on this is that the bulbs line up just right in the holes, but the entire thing just needs to go in. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the holes a little bigger, and then on this one I might have to chop this corner out right in here, you know, so that there's room for that stuff. calling it. And we'll start with that. So I've come up with a plan. I just don't know how well to explain it to you because I don't think I can get the camera in where I want to show you. So I'm going to pop this out. So I've got these 3 mounting holes on the back here. Well, this being the top, there's a shelf that sits above it like this, and then down here drops off and there's open space. So what I want to do is put a flat piece of flat bar straight across these 2, and I'll weld it on the top here to the bottom of the shelf. And then on the bottom, I'm going to make a flat bar that comes out with a slot cut into it, and then have the other flat bar on here bend 90 degrees to like an L, and have a hole in it so that I can nut and bolt it to get my up and down adjustment, so it'll just pivot on the weld of the flat bar to get me my up and down. And then for left and right, I'm going to build a small something kind of similar and have it set up where it can be adjusted by adding a washer, taking a washer out. Left to right is nowhere near as critical to me as up and down is. So if left to right is off by a few thousandths of an inch, I don't care. Up and down though, I'd really like to be able to aim that almost perfectly if I can. So that's the plan. There's the start. I have no idea if I'll be able to actually get it back in the hole now. taking a break there for now. Pretty decent progress made. I still got to get the bottom adjuster installed, and then the side adjuster needs to get installed. I'm thinking there's a possibility I'm going to have to trim out this edge of the plastic a little bit, because this plastic bulb fits so tightly in there. I might need to, you know what, I'll trim it off the side of the headlight housing. I don't want to damage my grill. Like I said, break time. I'm working on making my adjuster tabs for the bottom here. I'm going to weld those onto the core support, drill a slot right here, and it will make it so I can tighten the headlight down, up or down into position. Okay, so both headlights, the major up and down motion is assembled and together. Now I just need to build my my corrector, my left to right, which I'm actually going to put this bezel back on because I think I'm done kneading it off. Actually, not just yet. I'm gonna put my electrical in. Now, I didn't explain this very well in the other video or earlier or however I do this, but I have a 5 relay system set up for controlling all the lights on the front of the truck. I've got a low beam and a high beam relay because the factory wiring in these trucks are known to be a little skimpy, so I've got them run on a relay that will get powered more directly from the battery than through the electrical in the dash. Then I have a high-low switch relay, which its job is so that when I click on the high beams, the low beams will stay running. And then when I turn the high beams off, the low beams are the only ones running. So that way I get a brighter headlight when the high beams are on. Then I have my right turn and my left turn, which they do something special because from the factory, this truck was wired where the ground for the marker light went through the turn signal circuit so that they would flash with the turn signals. Well, I didn't like that because it always left one light glowing, so I switched to these relays, which will now, when they're in their resting state, they will provide power to the marker lights. When the turn signal triggers them, they will flash as if they were the bulbs, and then it will switch it between marker light and turn signal, marker light and turn signal, to get that same flashing effect where they alternate, but it will do it through the relay versus doing it through a weird ground setup. So now I just gotta get this reinstalled. There we go. Ground issue. Alright, so I spent a little time diagnosing the electrical because that really had me bummed out for this project, and I got it sorted. So watch this. So I'm pretty happy with that. I accidentally wired them in to where they act like progressives on a Mustang, so that's pretty cool. So now I just gotta finish up my adjusters for left and right on both of my headlights, get them locked down, and then put the radiator and stuff back in, and we're ready to rock and roll. Might go see if I can nab the emblem off my other grill right quick. Alright, can't do that. The other emblem is glued to the grill. On top of it, it looks old and crappy, so I'll end up having to buy one for this. Unless, maybe, I can figure out a way to put like a small emblem inside the square here that says something cool. Maybe like LSX or something, you know. I'll be one of those guys. Almost as bad as Honda boys, but, you know, with real motors. By Honda boys, I mean the guys who do things with no money, not the people who actually build fast Hondas. I've been beat by a Honda before. They can get fast. I'm not going to talk about the part where that guy almost crashed and died after our race because his brakes didn't work. So we're going to take a peek up in here as best I can, try to show you what I got. So it's a little upside down for you because you're on a tripod and I'm not taking you off for this. So you see, you got the light, the mounting bolts, and then right here, that's my lower adjuster. It slides in and out to get up and down adjusted. Up in this corner here, that square hole, that is the adjuster for left to right. I just got to make an L bracket that grabs it, and then I can be able to shim it with some washers and a bolt. So I just got to make 2 L brackets, get the washers and the bolts in there to get it adjusted, get it lined up kind of where I want it. This is going to be close. It doesn't have to be perfect. I don't even drive this at night as it is. And then from there it'll be a matter of put the radiator back in and just put it back together, which I'm not going to show you any of that. You've seen me do it probably 5 times now already. So let's get some L brackets made. So a lot of the bracketry and stuff that I've been making has been very crude with this, because my mindset on it is I really want to be done with this project. This is dragging out longer than I anticipated it to, and I've ended up making a more permanent solution than I wanted to originally. So I'm not as thrilled to put the detail in as I was. So I'm making this stuff quick and dirty, which will prove to me that this will all work, because I know these brackets will work. They just won't look super fantastic. But I'll get it done, I'll get the project out of here, and I'll be able to take a break on it. When I tear this truck back apart to do paint and body work on it, then I'll be able to take absolutely everything off the core support, clean these brackets up, make sure all my welds are 100%, and maybe even gusset them in a couple spots. But for now, we're just going to do heavy tacks and simple shapes. Alright, so now I got 2 clean rectangles. We're going to take this over to my crappy workbench, covered in crap, because it's crappy, where we're going to stick it in my vise, and at approximately the middle of these, I'm going to hammer them over. I should probably get a crude measurement, or crude eyeballing on that. There we go. So now I've got 2 L's. I'm going to just drill a hole in this a little further down. So I'm starting on the passenger side, and I've got this adjusted as best I can, leaned up and down, and then as far as tilted, because, you know, that was a little off when I first hung it. Now I'm going to try to stick this bracket in and get it cinched up into position, and once I like it, I'm going to weld it. A lot more washers are going into this than I thought would be, because I made a slight error in the distance. I have a feeling, because I measured off the driver's side, I have a feeling the passenger side, the sheet metal's stamped different, so there's a lot of washers going in on this side, but that's fine. There we go. Passenger side is 100% done. Just gotta get the driver's side in, and then we're done with headlights. that's it. We're done with the welding, done with the fabricating. Headlights are in. People down the road are looking at me funny. So I have to go back, remount my relays because I pulled them up trying to diagnose my electrical. Then I got to straighten my hood out because it's crooked. Now that the front clip is straight, the hood's crooked. Get my hood latch and stuff reinstalled, radiator. I got to make a couple extensions for my electric fan wires because that stuff ended up short when I relocated the computer. But, and then I'm going to just lazily mount my MAF because my cold air intake ended up getting messed up, and well, frankly, I'm losing interest in that project. Not until I can do things better, more permanently later. So I'm gonna wrap that up. That's all I got for you. So thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe if you want to see some more. I'm sorry that these last few weeks and videos have been a little iffy, but working with what I can. And hopefully going forward I'll get some higher quality content coming out. I just need some better projects that aren't so last minute. So, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.